Part 30. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Chaoji Depang. Chapter 295. Call out. A figure fell from the sky and landed next to Chi Yu. Elder Chi, I came here to receive people under the orders of my master. I wonder who is my junior brother. This is a woman with fair complexion and bright eyes. She wore a golden crested ring on her head and a blue dress. The belt around the waist is tied into a bow, giving it an exotic feel. After she landed, although she was talking to Chi Yu, her eyes fell on Ji Hao in the square, with the shadow of a golden tiger emerging behind her. Junior Sister Jin, Wei is who frowned when he saw this woman. This disciple has been valued by my master and will be accepted as a disciple. This woman, named Jin Qingxian, is Lin Qingtian's third disciple. At the same time, like him, Jin Qingxian is also one of the 12 direct disciples of the Holy Tiger sect. Jin Qingxian raised his eyebrows when he heard this and looked towards Chi Yu. When Jin Qingxian saw this, Chi Yu was immediately frightened. Although Jin Qingxian is not as powerful as Wei Yizhu, he has a domineering personality and is notoriously difficult to deal with in the Holy Tiger sect. If possible, Chi Yu really doesn't want to say hello to Jin Qingxian. Another point is that among the 13 true disciples of the Holy Tiger sect, 3 of the 12 true disciples came from the White Tiger Peak. This is also one of the reasons why Beihu Peak is strong among the Holy Tiger sect. Your Highness, Chi Yu pointed to Chen Ronghuo, who was not far away from Ji Hao. The disciple chosen by Master Lin is named Chen Ronghuo, and he is this one. In the Holy Tiger sect, all direct disciples are called Your Highness. Jin Qing turned his head and focused his attention on Chen Ronghuo. At this time, Chen Ronghuo's expression was obviously a bit strange. It was probably due to the integration of a large amount of the original power of the Holy Tiger that he couldn't hold on any longer. Jin Qingxian glanced at Chen Ronghuo and nodded slightly. No longer paying attention to Ji Hao, who was clearly at ease not far away. This scene made Chi Yu breathe a sigh of relief. It turns out that senior Uncle Lin has also accepted a disciple this time. Wei Yizhu on the side smiled and said, Junior Sister Jin, your junior brother seems to have good talent. Although the compatibility with the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill is not as good as that of Ji Hao, it is definitely considered superior. Through discussions among other disciples, Wei Yizhu already knew Ji Hao's name. Jin Qingxian was non-committal and ignored Wei Yizhu. Talent is indeed very important to practitioners. But talent isn't everything. What ultimately determines a person's success is the opportunities they encounter and their own abilities. Just like herself. On the square, Chen Ronghuo saw Jin Qingxian falling from the sky. But he ignored it. At this time, every once in a while, when he was about to lose his strength, he used his left hand's power to integrate the original power attribute of the Holy Tiger into his body. At the same time, every time he integrates the original power attribute of the Holy Tiger into his body, he will feel that his body is lighter, and he can last longer in the square, integrating more of the light of the Holy Tiger. These lights of the Holy Tiger are different from the original power of the Holy Tiger that Chen Ronghuo integrated into his body. After the light of the Holy Tiger rushed into Chen Ronghuo's body, it all gathered in his soul sea, faintly in his soul sea, and gathered into an illusory golden Holy Tiger. At the same time, Chen Ronghuo also discovered that with the power of his left hand, he integrated the original power attribute of the Holy Tiger into his body, and the remaining immortal demon blood hidden in his body moved slightly. He didn't know what was going on. During this period of time, the immortal blood remaining in his body, for some unknown reason, was integrated into his body very slowly. As a result, his speed in comprehending the secret of immortality was much slower. Although he had broken through to the 4th level before, he had broken through with the secret of the law of disaster. As of now, his warrior level is still at the peak of the 3rd level. Not far away, after awakening the Golden Tiger divine body, Ji Hao turned his head and glanced at Chen Ronghuo, then ignored him. The Holy Tiger sect is in a state of decline. This time, he is destined to become the strongest genius among the disciples who join the Holy Tiger sect in this world, and he will be trained by the Holy Tiger sect with all their efforts. Others are not taken seriously by him. What made him a little confused was that he didn't know how he had just awakened the Golden Tiger divine body. Jin Xiang, the master of Golden Tiger Peak, would immediately know about it and send someone to recruit him. With his thoughts racing, Ji Hao was bathing in the baptism of the Holy Tiger while thinking about what he should do in the future to rise as quickly as possible in the Holy Tiger sect. On the other side, because of Jin Qingxuan's arrival, Qi Yu focused most of his attention on Chen Ronghuo. It was planned that once Chen Ronghuo could no longer bear the baptism of the Holy Tiger, Chen Ronghuo would be photographed out of the square immediately to prevent Chen Ronghuo from being seriously injured. 1 minute, 2 minutes. Time passed by. More than 10 minutes passed in the blink of an eye. What's going on? How can Chen Ronghuo persist? Yeah, I see Ji Hao's face is starting to turn red. Blushing is nothing. Chen Ronghuo's face has been red for a long time. It's just that his face turns red and white for a while. Who knows what's going on? Do you think Chen Ronghuo can last longer than Ji Hao? This should be impossible. Ji Hao awakened the Golden Tiger divine body. This is the physique that is most suitable for the Holy Tiger mad demonic body. As time passed, everyone's eyes fell on Chen Ronghuo. Especially those practitioners who couldn't hold on in advance. There was a lot of discussion. No one thought that Chen Ronghuo could hold on until now. And it seems that he can hold on. Junior sister Jin, it seems that Uncle Lin has really recruited an extraordinary genius this time. At this time, even Wei Yazhu showed surprise. He is indeed a genius. Jin Qingxian also nodded rarely. Being able to hold on for so long under the baptism of the Holy Tiger's light, even among the emperors recruited by the Holy Tiger sect in the past, he can be regarded as outstanding. But she also couldn't understand why Chen Ronghuo sometimes looked like he was about to give up, but why his face returned to normal in just a moment. Damn, how can this guy last so long? At the same time, even though Ji Hao felt a little tired after awakening the Golden Tiger divine body, he turned his head to look at Chen Ronghuo, and a hint of ugliness appeared on his face. He was originally sure of the title of the strongest genius in the Holy Tiger sect. But he didn't expect that Chen Ronghuo would come out in the middle of the journey. When Ji Hao looked at Chen Ronghuo also looked at Ji Hao. His face was also not good. If he was not afraid of being discovered, he would have cast a spell to give Ji Hao a hard blow. How about just forget it this time? Chen Ronghuo began to back off. Integrating the original power attribute of the Holy Tiger into his body in this way was really a bit too noticeable. It's not that he didn't want to integrate the original power attribute of several Holy Tigers into his body at once. It's just that if this is the case, the change is too big at once, which will definitely attract more attention. While Chen Ronghuo was thinking this, he didn't realize that the light of the Holy Tiger that flowed into his soul sea gradually condensed into substance, as if it had turned into a golden substance tiger. Buzz! Buzz! Suddenly, under his gaze, Ji Hao, who was not far away, suddenly trembled. Then a rich golden light was released from Ji Hao's eyebrows. Then, a golden fierce tiger seal appeared on Ji Hao's forehead. At almost the same moment, an identical fierce tiger seal also appeared on Chen Ronghuo's forehead. It's the Holy Tiger seal. In the distance, Jin Qingxian and Wei Yazhu saw the scene and showed a hint of joy on their faces. Being able to condense the Holy Tiger seal under the baptism of the Holy Tiger light means that it is extremely compatible with the Holy Tiger crazy magic skill, and the speed of practicing the Holy Tiger crazy magic skill will be incredibly fast. There has been no cultivator who can condense the Holy Tiger seal in the Holy Tiger sect for thousands of years. Unexpectedly, two of them appeared at once this time. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Chao Ji De Pang. Chapter 296. What's going on? Chen Ronghuo was startled. Then he immediately used the identification skills of ancient books to identify the tiger seal between Ji Hao's eyebrows. Sacred tiger mark, under the baptism of the holy tiger's light, when the holy tiger's light gathered in the soul sea reaches a certain level, the holy tiger's mark will be condensed. A practitioner who has condensed the mark of the holy tiger will be able to practice the holy tiger crazy demonic skill at a speed far exceeding that of ordinary practitioners. At the same time, the condensed mark of the holy tiger also means that the cultivator will no longer be able to receive the baptism of the light of the holy tiger. I see. Chen Ronghuo breathed a sigh of relief. Although in the end, he failed to surpass Ji Hao, but only tied with Ji Hao, and condensed the holy tiger mark at almost the same time as Ji Hao, this was enough for him. All he wanted was to get some limelight and not embarrass Lin Qingtian. At this time, he and a golden tiger body owner condensed the holy tiger mark almost at the same time, which was probably far beyond Lin Qingtian's expectations. Thinking this, he showed a slight smile on his face and looked towards Ji Hao, who was not far away. But at this moment, Ji Hao was also looking at him. But compared to his smiling face, Ji Hao's face was obviously a bit ugly. For Ji Hao, failing to come out on top in this holy tiger gift, which is equivalent to an entry test, is a failure. However, Ji Hao only made a slight adjustment and returned to normal, and even nodded to Chen Ronghuo. Chen Ronghuo, Ji Hao at this time, Chi Yu in the distance said with a smile on his face, "Congratulations to you, no one in our holy tiger sect has been able to condense the holy tiger mark for thousands of years. With the talents of the two of you, you will definitely get twice the result with half the effort in practicing the holy tiger crazy demon skill in the future. It won't take too long to reach the 5th level. Thank you, Elder Qi, for the compliment." After hearing Qi Yu's words, Chen Ronghuo and Ji Hao turned their heads almost at the same time and saluted Qi Yu in unison. Qi Yu was slightly stunned when he saw this scene. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. Okay, Jin Qingxian impatiently disturbed Qi Yu's embarrassment. She looked at Chen Ronghuo and said, "I am your third senior sister Jin Qingxian. I came to pick you up on the order of my master. It's over here. You can come with me." As soon as she finished speaking, she waved her hand and brought up a gust of breeze. She lifted up Chen Ronghuo and brought him to her side. He flew straight to the gate of the Holy Tiger sect and flew over to one of the 13 giant peaks in the mountains in the distance. "Ji Hao, come with me." Wei Yizhu had no choice but to wave his hand and leave with Ji Hao. Ji Hao, who was led by Wei Yizhu, glanced in the direction of Chen Ronghuo and remembered Chen Ronghuo deeply in his heart. This time he failed to surpass Chen Ronghuo, then next time. He didn't believe that he, with his golden tiger divine body, was no match for Chen Ronghuo and could not be the best among the disciples recruited by the Holy Tiger sect this time. Not to mention his cultivation level is at the peak of the 4th level. At the starting line, he was much ahead of Chen Ronghuo. After a few people left, Qi Yu shook his head. Although he was a little embarrassed, he didn't take it to heart. He already knew Jin Qingxuan's character. Pity. Liao and beside him didn't utter 2 words until now. What's a pity? Seeing Liao En's expression, Qi Yu shook his head. With the talents of the two just now, it won't take long to break through to the 5th level and become true disciples. These two are not something we can teach. I understand. Liao En smiled bitterly and shook his head, but this time, if Beihu Peak gets Chen Ronghuo again, he won't need a 4 true tradition in the future, right? 1 4 true traditions. Qi Yu shook his head again. I heard that Peak Master Lin's 6th disciple has also reached the peak of the 4th level. No way, Liao En was startled. It should be true, Qi Yu said. I have to say that that person's luck and method of teaching his apprentices are indeed very good. While the two were talking to each other, The new disciples in the distance looked envious as they watched Chen Ronghuo and Ji Hao disappear. Chen Ronghuo and Ji Hao, who are also new disciples of the Holy Tiger sect, are already completely different in status from them. In the breeze, Chen Ronghuo stood next to Jin Qingxian in the void and flew quickly to the White Tiger Peak in the Holy Tiger sect. We, the Holy Tiger sect, have many rules. But many rules are no bigger than a fist. Because our master is the 6th peak leader among the 13 peaks of the Holy Tiger sect, our White Tiger Peak is also ranked 6th among the Holy Tiger sect. However, our White Tiger Peak's ranking should be able to improve soon. A hint of natural fragrance came from Jin Qingxian. Chen Ronghuo remained calm and listened carefully to Jin Qingxuan's description of the Holy Tiger sect. When he heard Jin Qingxian say that Beihu Peak's ranking was about to be improved, he felt something in his heart and said, "Senior sister, what do you mean?" "This is not a secret." Jin Qingxian glanced at Chen Ronghuo and nodded. "Master made great contributions to the sect not long ago. Before returning from Kongshan Forest Sea this time, Lord Holy Tiger had already given 30 drops of Holy Tiger Puree. With these 30 drops of Holy Tiger Puree, it will not be too difficult for the master to practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon Kung Fu to the 23rd level and advance to the late 6th level. And there's more at this point." Jin Qingxian paused before saying, "Master should have told you that besides me, you have 3 senior brothers. But the master may not have told you that your senior brother Lu Moning has reached the peak of the 5th level and is ranked 3rd among the 12 true disciples of our Holy Tiger sect. I am ranked 6th among the true disciples. Your 4th senior brother ranks 11th among the true disciples. As for your 6th senior brother, he is also at level 4 just like you. However, he broke through to the peak of the 4th level not long ago. As expected, he should be able to advance to the 5th level and become a true disciple before he is 200 years old." After thinking about Jin Qingxuan's character and the meaning of her words, Chen Ronghuo said, "Sister, don't worry, I will not embarrass our Beihu Peak in the future." Through Jin Qingxuan's narration, he vaguely knew that he seemed to have a good master this time. "As long as you understand." Jin Qingxian nodded with satisfaction. "Also, our Holy Tiger sect encourages competition, but does not allow malicious competition. If a cultivator below the 5th level conflicts with you, as long as multiple people are not targeting you alone, I will not care. But if there are multiple cultivators below the 5th level who jointly come to trouble you, or if a 5th level cultivator targets you, you can come to me. If I can't do it, there's still senior brother. If the senior brother can't do it, there is still a master." Chen Ronghuo glanced at Jin Qingxian in surprise. Judging from his experience, what Jin Qingxian said should be true. He gave a slight salute. "Thank you, senior sister. Call." At this time, Jin Qingxian took Chen Ronghuo and flew over a range of rolling mountain peaks, arriving in front of a towering mountain peak that reached into the sky. "This is our White Tiger Peak." Pointing to the mountain peak in front of him, Jin Qingxian said, "Your senior brother is in retreat, your 4th senior brother and 6th senior brother are not in the sect, and it will take several months to come back. After they come back, I will introduce them to you." While talking, Jin Qingxian took Chen Ronghuo and landed in front of a huge courtyard. There is a large leafy tree planted in this courtyard. Half of the branches of the big tree extend outside the courtyard and half cover half of the courtyard, making the entire courtyard appear somewhat quiet. "This will be your residence from now on. I will arrange for a handyman to come over later." Pointing to the courtyard, Jin Qingxian said, "Before this, our White Tiger Peak only had master, me, your 3 senior brothers and 5 masters. In the future, you will be added to the list." Then, Jin Qing flipped his hand, took out another storage ring, handed it to Chen Ronghuo and said, "Some rules and regulations of our Holy Tiger sect, the first 20 levels of the sect's Holy Tiger Mad Demon skill, and you're joining the Holy Tiger, all the benefits you can receive are here." When Chen Ronghuo took the storage ring, Jin Qingxian took a deep look at him and said, "You have better qualifications than us, don't waste your talent. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first." After she finished speaking, she moved her body and flew away with great force. "Sister." Chen Ronghuo wanted to stay, but it was a step too late. Really? He didn't know what to say. This senior sister's character is too impatient. Shaking his head, he released the power of his soul to refine the storage ring he had just received, and walked towards the half-open yard. Holy Tiger Crazy Demonic Skill. After walking into the yard, Chen Ronghuo didn't even look for a room. He sat down directly on the square smooth stone platform surrounded by the big tree in the yard and took out the Shengu Sex Genpai Kung Fu. Although Chen Ronghuo feels that he has practiced enough miscellaneous things, if he wants to stay in the Holy Tiger sect, then this technique must not be avoided. Time passed by minute. Soon, Chen Ronghuo took a look at the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill. The law of blood seems to have some meaning. 10 minutes later, Chen Ronghuo had a thought, stood up, and began to follow the first level of the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon Kung Fu, getting into a stance and slowly punching. Hu ho ho. He punched and kicked out, and there was a faint sound of wind outside his body, and a faint thunder inside his body. Wrong. Suddenly, Chen Ronghuo stopped midway through a set of punches. As the Holy Tiger's crazy fist punched out, he suddenly discovered that the remaining undead demon blood hidden in his body actually accelerated its speed of integrating into his body. He has now broken through to the early stage of the 4th level. But he used the law of disaster to break through to the early stage of the 4th level. As of now, his warrior level is still at the peak of the 3rd level. Could it be? Suddenly there was a hint of excitement in his eyes. He had long discovered that although he had refined the immortal demon blood and changed his body's martial arts aptitude, he didn't know why, but the remaining immortal demon blood in his body was still working and could speed up his fight against the undead. Mysterious insights. However, the extent of this effect always left him dissatisfied. Although the immortal demon blood contains the law of immortality, it exists in blood as a carrier. Although my qualifications have changed before, I am not a bloodline magician and do not understand the laws of bloodline, so the speed at which the remaining immortal demonic blood integrates into my body is so slow. The Holy Tiger Crazy Demon technique is a technique for cultivating the laws of blood. After thinking about it repeatedly, Chen Ronghuo finally understood what was going on. At the same time, he also understood why he had integrated the original power attribute of the Holy Tiger into his body before, which would cause the immortal blood in his body to react strangely. Because he integrated the original power of the Holy Tiger into his body, it was equivalent to changing his bloodline. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 297. The Holy Tiger sect was founded 230,000 years ago and is located in the Holy Tiger Mountains in the northern part of the Holy Yang territory. Currently, he is in charge of a territory of 300,000 miles centered on the Holy Tiger Mountains. His subordinates mainly include 5 countries, 8 leaders, and 14 cities. Disciples of the Holy Tiger sect, true disciples, and core disciples who have condensed the mark of the Holy Tiger can wear whatever they want. Those who are true disciples and below must wear uniform sect uniforms throughout the year. Every disciple, while enjoying the benefits of the sect, must also complete tasks corresponding to the level. Chen Ronghuo looked through the introduction and rules of the Holy Tiger sect and gradually showed surprise. After watching the introduction of the Holy Tiger sect, he found that the scale and power of the Holy Tiger sect were much greater than he imagined. Not to mention anything else, any one of the 5 countries, 8 territories, and 14 cities that relied on the Holy Tiger sect was far from comparable to his black and white Kiri's Hima. At the same time, This also shows that although the Holy Tiger sect is not a territory, some core disciples can still enjoy the power of faith. By continuing to look through the books on the rules and regulations of the sect in his hand, Chen Ronghuo found that his guess was indeed good. The Holy Tiger sect also has a contribution point system. Sect disciples can obtain contribution points by completing sect tasks or making contributions to the sect. Contribution points are equivalent to the currency of the Holy Tiger sect. As long as they have enough contribution points, the disciples of the Holy Tiger sect can exchange for almost any treasure in the Holy Tiger sect's treasure house, which also includes the power of faith that the territories attached to the Holy Tiger sect pay tribute every year. In addition, this book also records some of the treasures most commonly exchanged by some sect disciples. Sound Transmission Box. What surprised Chen Ronghuo was a treasure called the Sound Transmission Box. This piece is a treasure similar to a mobile phone and is loved by many disciples. Through the Sound Transmission Box, people can communicate with each other even if they are millions of miles apart. It seems that there is no need to worry in the future. There will be no way to contact Huang Lin and the others. Chen Ronghuo thought slightly and put down the book. In the storage ring that Jin Qingxian gave him, apart from the first 20 levels of the Zhen sect Kung Fu Holy Tiger Crazy Demon Kung Fu, the rest were some sect clothes and some other benefits. The most precious among them are several bottles of the third-level top-quality elixir Tiger Blood Golden Pill that assists in practicing the Holy Tiger Madness demonic skill. And a core disciple token. Chen Ronghuo still didn't know how effective the Tiger Blood Golden Pill was, but the core disciple token was more than just a symbol of status. Through the sect introduction, Chen Ronghuo knew that each core disciple had 2 teleportation arrays in his courtyard. One of the teleportation arrays can be teleported directly to the main square of the sect. Another teleportation array can be teleported to the Holy Tiger Secret Realm. The Holy Tiger Secret Realm is a secret realm that can speed up the practice of the Holy Tiger Crazy demonic skill. Core disciples can use it once a year and can only stay for 1 month at a time. If you want to get more opportunities to use it, you must exchange it with contribution points. The 2 teleportation formations in Chen Ronghuo's yard are in the backyard of his yard. To use these 2 teleportation arrays, you must use his core disciple token. As expected of a sect that has been passed down for hundreds of thousands of years. Chen Ronghuo murmured to himself. By reading the introduction of the Holy Tiger sect, he knew that the Holy Tiger sect had produced several 9th-level practitioners who were close to the God level before. Just because of several disasters, the founder of the sect and other 9th-level cultivators died. That's why the Holy Tiger sect became what it is now. But even so, with the profound foundation of the Holy Tiger sect, not everyone can be bullied at will. Tiger Blood Golden Pill. Then, with a thought, Chen Ronghuo took out several bottles of Tiger Blood elixir from the storage ring. He poured out a Tiger Blood Golden elixir and poured it into his hand. I saw that its whole body was exuding a golden halo, not like an elixir, but like a pearl. The refreshing medicinal fragrance emanates from above. Tiger Blood Golden Pill, the 3rd-level top-grade elixir, based on the 3rd-level Tiger type. Refining the demon essence and blood can strengthen the body and speed up the practice of the Holy Tiger Mad Demon Kung Fu. Warriors below the 4th level can take at most 1 pill at a time. Every time you take this pill, the effect will be reduced the second time you take it. After taking 15 pills, the effect will be reduced to the minimum. Chen Ronghuo used the identification skills of ancient books to identify the properties of the elixir. The welfare of core disciples is related to their cultivation level. The Holy Tiger Mad Demon Kung Fu is a martial arts technique. It is probably because Lin Qingtian saw that his martial arts cultivation was only at the 3rd level, so the Holy Tiger Mad Demon Pill given to him was also at the 3rd level. Chen Ronghuo received a total of 3 bottles of 15 Tiger Blood elixirs. To a warrior who practices the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon art, these elixirs are estimated to be more valuable than killing a 4th-level demon, and this is because the elixirs are resistant and the effect will decrease every time they are taken. But drug resistance obviously does not exist for Chen Ronghuo, who has the power of his left hand. And he placed his left hand on the elixir he had just poured out and began to feel out the medicinal properties and various amplifying properties. Then he started trying to add the main attributes of the elixir to the second elixir. Enhanced version of Tiger Blood Golden Pill, Tiger Blood Mysterious Power add 2, Ease of Absorption add 2, Strength add 2. A moment later, a brand new pill appeared in Chen Ronghuo's hand. This elixir emitted golden light and was obviously much stronger than before. Holding this pill, Chen Ronghuo's heart moved, and he took another pill. Then the fourth, the fifth. Before long, the properties of the 15 pills were all fused into one pill. The newly formed pill was shining with golden light, like a small sun. Ultimate version of Tiger Blood Golden Pill, Tiger Blood Mysterious Power add 15, Easy to absorb add 15, Strong body add 15. The medicinal power is long-lasting, the side effects are low, and it is very easy to absorb. Anyone can take it. After taking it, the medicinal power is hidden in the body and released as the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic is practiced. After identifying the ultimate version of Tiger Blood Golden Pill, Chen Ronghuo's heart moved. The new Tiger Blood Golden Pill has no change in total medicinal power. But because of the low side effects, easy absorption, and other properties, and the fact that there is no problem of drug resistance when taking one pill alone, it is obviously much stronger than the original 15 pills. I am afraid that if he takes this pill out and exchanges it for 30 normal Tiger Blood Golden Pills with others, no one will change it. Chen Ronghuo played with the pill for a while and then threw it into his mouth. Then he thought about it and started practicing again in the yard according to the first level of the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic. If you want to gain a foothold in the Holy Tiger sect, you must have enough strength. As Jin Qingxian said, there are many rules in the Holy Tiger sect. But many rules are no bigger than fists. I wish all book friends a happy new year, good luck in the new year, health, and happiness. Today I will update it first, it's the new year, so please don't curse at landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 298. Hu. Chen Ronghuo punched out one punch after another, like a tiger. His eyes opened and closed, like a tiger. A tiger that had been hungry for several days, extremely vicious, and fell into madness. Generally speaking, a warrior would only practice one martial arts technique. The Immortal Demon Sutra that Chen Ronghuo practiced before was undoubtedly the top martial arts technique in the world of gods. Although he had the opportunity to practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon art that he got now, he obviously could not compare with the Immortal Demon Sutra. And if he wanted to practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon art again after he had practiced the Immortal Demon Sutra, there were only two ways. One was to give up the Immortal Demon Sutra and practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon art. His master Lin Qingtian and his senior sister Jin Qingxian mostly thought that Chen Ronghuo would choose this method. But Chen Ronghuo obviously would not do such a thing of throwing away the watermelon to pick up sesame seeds. So, he only had the last way left. That is, open up the second danshan and start practicing the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon art from the beginning. The human body has three major dantians, namely the lower danshan about 3 inches below the navel, the middle danshan in the chest, and the upper danshan connected to the center of the eyebrows. Most warriors will open up the lower danshan when they practice to refine blood and qi. Chen Ronghuo is the same. The foundation of his practice of the immortal demonic scripture is the lower danshan. The upper danshan connected to the center of the eyebrows refers to the soul sea. The soul sea was opened up when Chen Ronghuo first became a sorcerer, and it is not suitable for storing blood and qi. So if Chen Ronghuo wants to practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic skill and achieve something, he can only use the middle danshan in his chest as the foundation and core. Accompanied by the strange breathing sounds like a tiger and the smooth and natural punches, the blood and qi in Chen Ronghuo's body suddenly circulated at a high speed and gathered towards his chest. It is much more difficult to start practicing a skill from scratch than to change it. That is, Chen Ronghuo, who has a 4th level cultivation and many trump cards, dares to do this. If it were someone else, it would take a long time. And it is unknown whether he can achieve anything in the end. At the same time, the purpose of most practitioners is to gain a long life and immortality. Practicing 2 techniques at the same time and cultivating 2 dantians is not only useless for immortality, but also consumes a lot of energy. So in most cases, no one would do this. What's more, Chen Ronghuo has 3 dantians at the same time. Tiger. Tiger. The power of the holy tiger origin that has been integrated into Chen Ronghuo's body, as Chen Ronghuo punches out, makes his whole body exude a sense of a tiger coming to the world. It's as if he is actually a tiger in human skin. Holy tiger. Holy tiger. Then the holy tiger mark that appeared from his forehead quickly sanctified him. The fierceness and power that he exuded suddenly became more majestic and righteous. At the same time, the medicinal power hidden in the ultimate tiger blood golden pill he had just taken was also quickly refined, flowing through his body. While changing his body, it also gathered in his middle dantian like 100 rivers. A special space that could accommodate blood and qi was quickly opened up in his middle dantian. In the blink of an eye, Chen Ronghuo completed the 1st level of the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic Technique. The 1st level of the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic Technique corresponds to the early stage of a warrior. Chen Ronghuo's rapid progress, in addition to the Holy Tiger's original power integrated into his body, the Holy Tiger mark on his forehead, and the effect of the Tiger Blood Golden Pill, also has a great relationship with the fact that he is a 4th level cultivator. The 4th level cultivation gives him a strong soul power, allowing him to fully control his body. At the same time, it also makes his comprehension of the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic Technique reach its limit. This is like an adult who has only learned addition, subtraction, and multiplication, learning division. It is completely incomparable to a child who has never been exposed to these. After successfully practicing the 1st level, Chen Ronghuo did not stop, and then quickly attacked the 2nd and 3rd levels. Outside the huge courtyard where Chen Ronghuo was, a group of 22 people in white clothes came from a distance. These 22 people, 11 women and 11 men. Judging from their appearance, all of them are above average, or even superior. However, no matter how good looking they are, looking at their clothes, it can be seen that all of them are just errand boys of the Holy Tiger sect. Even the word errand boys is all to make them look more dignified. In fact, the status of these people in the Holy Tiger sect is no different from that of slaves. I don't know if this new core disciple is easy to serve. It was a woman who led the women, named Tao Yuking. She was wearing a white dress similar to a cheongsam, which was just right for her body, supporting the dress and showing off her beautiful figure. Especially the side of her body, which had a narrow opening, and when she walked, her snow-white skin and mysterious parts were vaguely revealed, which was very tempting. At the same time, her appearance was also top-notch, charming, and attractive. Hearing Tao Yuking whispering to him, the leading man shook his head, whether it's good to serve or not, this is our chance. His surname was Qin, and his name was Qin Xuanhuan. He was wearing a silver white robe. Like Tao Yuking, he was an errand disciple of the Holy Tiger sect. There were countless errand disciples of the Holy Tiger sect. All the errand disciples are practitioners with poor talents. Some of these people are devoted to immortality and join the Holy Tiger sect to gain a chance. Another part is to get a golden medal in the Holy Tiger sect so that they can live a prosperous life after leaving the Holy Tiger sect. After a certain period of time, the errand disciples of the Holy Tiger sect leave the Holy Tiger section. It is not difficult to gain a certain amount of wealth, establish a small family, and expand. However, Tao Yuking and Qin Duanwen are both among those who are devoted to the road of immortality. Of course, the two of them can stand out from many errand disciples, each becoming the leader of 10 errands under their command, and even getting the opportunity to follow a core disciple. Obviously, they have certain abilities. In the Holy Tiger sect, there are only 12 true disciples like Wei Yizhu and Jin Qingxian. And like Chen Ronghuo and Ji Hao who joined the Holy Tiger sect with him, there are only more than 100 core disciples worshipping under the seat of the Master of the First Peak. Being able to follow a core disciple is something that many menial disciples dream of. Even if possible, some outer disciples might be willing to come. While talking to each other, the two soon arrived in front of Chen Ronghuo's huge courtyard. Standing in front of the gate, the two looked at each other and said respectfully, "Brother Chen, menial disciples Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking are here to obey orders." They had to be respectful. Before they came, they had heard that the person they would serve this time was not just a core disciple. In the recent Holy Tiger gift, this person even condensed the Holy Tiger mark. Such a genius is said to have not appeared in the Holy Tiger sect for 1,000 years. If you can get the attention of this person. Creaky. Come in. The tightly closed door opened automatically, and a voice came from inside. Thanks to Crystal Pendant for the 200 coin reward, Yujian Ting Fenjiao for the 100 coin reward, Tuaba Yuanhong for the 100 coin reward, and Burning Sense of the Times for the 100 coin reward landing 300 years in advance. Author, Chao Ji Peng. Chapter 299. Outside the gate. Qin Duanwen, Tao Yuking, and their 10 men looked up and looked forward through the open gate. They immediately saw a young man in a black and red robe, who was practicing the Holy Tiger Crazy Fist meticulously in the courtyard. This man was Chen Ronghuo. As his fists flew, it seemed as if a golden Holy Tiger was crouching behind Chen Ronghuo. As they watched, it glanced at them. Just one glance, and all of them felt nervous. Didn't this guy just join the Holy Tiger sect? He just joined the Holy Tiger sect and did nothing but started to practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Fist. Could the person we will serve in the future be a martial arts madman? However, in such a short time, he was able to practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Fist to this level, giving people the feeling that the Holy Tiger is squatting behind him and glaring at him. This guy is indeed a peerless genius who has condensed the Holy Tiger mark. After just one look at Chen Ronghuo, everyone lowered their heads and quickly walked into the yard. Creak. The door closed without wind. These are some of the small functions carried by the core disciple token. Chen Ronghuo has refined the core disciple token and mastered these functions at will. At the same time, because he had read the sect introduction in advance and Jin Qingxian had said hello before leaving, he was mentally prepared for the arrival of these menial disciples and was not surprised. Whoosh whoosh. While the Holy Tiger was following him, Chen Ronghuo's fists did not stop, and he continued to repeatedly practice the first 3 levels of the Holy Tiger Crazy Fist. Qin Duanwen, Tao Yuking, and others stood far away in the corner of the yard, lowering their heads, not daring to disturb Chen Ronghuo. It was not until Chen Ronghuo had performed the Holy Tiger Crazy Fist more than 10 times in a row and had fully comprehended all the secrets of the first 3 levels without any doubts or difficulties that he exhaled and slowly retracted his fists. Sorry. Chen Ronghuo turned around, without a trace of sweat on his face. He smiled and said to Qin Duanwen, Tao Yuking, and others, I just joined the Holy Tiger sect and was curious about the Holy Tiger Crazy Fist, so I practiced it for a while. Senior brother Chen is so talented and hard-working that we are ashamed of him. Tao Yuking leaned forward and smiled sweetly. Her charming face, coupled with her slim figure when she leaned forward, was full of charm, but just right, and would not give people a sense of being too coquettish. Qin Duanwen stood beside Tao Yuking calmly, without speaking, but just paying attention to Chen Ronghuo's expression. As errand disciples, although they also called Chen Ronghuo senior brother, in the eyes of most people, they were no different from slaves. If nothing unexpected happened, they would follow Chen Ronghuo for a long time in the future. So Qin Duanwen made a decision early on, ready to figure out Chen Ronghuo's character and then try to please him appropriately. Instead of competing for favor with Tao Yuking in front of Chen Ronghuo now. After all, as long as Chen Ronghuo did not have any special hobbies, he would not be able to compete with Tao Yuking, who had a beautiful appearance, figure, and voice, and was born with an advantage. When the two looked at Chen Ronghuo used a more sharp ancient book appraisal technique to appraise the attributes of all the 22 errand disciples who came. Not surprisingly, the martial arts qualifications of the 22 people were only 1 point. As for cultivation, Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking were both at the peak of the first level. The cultivation of the others was at the late first level. Such cultivation was not worth mentioning to Chen Ronghuo. But in the Holy Tiger sect, helping him deal with some miscellaneous things is enough. Especially Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking, who are both talented in handling internal affairs according to his appraisal. Even if he had not added intelligence attributes to Xiaoruo would only be comparable to the two. Thinking of this, Chen Ronghuo looked at Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking and said, "I came to the Holy Tiger sect only to practice, there is not much to pay attention to. You just need to take care of some miscellaneous things for me. But as long as you do your best, I will definitely reward you." Now Chen Ronghuo is in charge of the entire Black and White Mist Island. With his ability, if he wants to find talents like Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking, it is not difficult to find more than 10 or 20. But that refers to the continent of gods, in the Black and White Mist Island. In the land of sealed demons, Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking are right in front of him. If the two perform well, he doesn't mind giving them a chance. For others, if they want Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking, who only have 1 point of talent, to achieve something in martial arts, they must work hard. But for him, it was just a casual thing. "Don't worry, brother Chen." Hearing this, Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking, as well as other errand disciples, hurriedly bowed to Chen Ronghuo. "Okay." Chen Ronghuo waved his hand, "You all know the rules of the Holy Tiger section. Next, you will find a place to live in the yard. I will practice for a while. If you have nothing to do, don't disturb me." "Yes." Hearing Chen Ronghuo's order, Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking hurriedly led a group of people to retreat. As specially trained errand disciples, they all know about the huge yard of the core disciples and know where they live. After everyone retreated, Chen Ronghuo exhaled a breath, and then he used the mental method of the Holy Tiger crazy magic again, and punched under the big tree. When Chen Ronghuo was fighting the Holy Tiger crazy demon fist, the immortal blood hidden in his body once again accelerated its integration into his body. At the same time, it also greatly increased his ability to comprehend the mysterious laws of immortality. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Time passes day by day. Chen Ronghuo refused to eat or drink, and kept boxing like this until, 2 months later. What a madman! In the courtyard, Qin Duanwen, Tao Yuking and other handymen walked by from time to time. Every time they saw Chen Ronghuo, they would be filled with emotion. It's not like they haven't seen warriors who practice hard. But for someone like Chen Ronghuo, who had just joined the Holy Tiger sect and had done nothing but practice for 2 whole months, this was really the first time they met. If on top of this, Chen Ronghuo's terrifying talent is added, all the handymen who thought about this felt extremely bitter. At the same time, for the ambitious Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking, Chen Ronghui's practice of ignoring other things except cultivation also made them despair. Because Chen Ronghuo is like this, it means that they are useless under Chen Ronghuo. And if there is no place to use it, it will be difficult to get rewards. For these servants who took refuge under the core disciples, the welfare of the sect was not important at all. Only gaining the respect of the core disciples is the most important thing. but Chen Ronghuo obviously didn't care about their thoughts. Not even close. On this day, Chen Ronghuo stood under a big tree and muttered to himself. After 2 months of training day and night, he had completely condensed the mysterious talismans of the immortal law a month and a half ago, and raised his lower Danshan martial arts cultivation to the 4th level based on the Immortal Demon Sutra. In addition, with all kinds of assistance, he was able to practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill at an incredible speed. In just 2 months, he had raised his Zongdanshan martial arts cultivation to the peak of the 3rd level, which was based on the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon Kung Fu. Right now, he has cultivated the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon Kung to the 12th level of perfection. And this is because the power of the ultimate version of the Tiger Blood Golden Pill was consumed by him in advance. Otherwise, it is not impossible for him to cultivate the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon Kung Fu to the 13th level in one fell swoop, and also advance the Zongdanshan to the 4th level. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 300. Meow. While Chen Ronghuo was practicing boxing, Fat Cat was lying on the big tree in the yard, sticking out his tongue and licking a plate of fish. An alluring aroma emanates from the fish meat. This plate of fish was brought here from the continent of the gods by Chen Ronghuo's second disciple, Big Fat Fish, specifically to honor him. Only. This is the last plate of fish left. Shamao thought with some pain. When it came out this time, it never thought that it would stay in this world for such a long time, so it was not well prepared. This last plate of fish has been taken out and licked repeatedly for 7 or 8 days. In the distance, several handyman disciples passed by and couldn't help sniffing when they saw the fish meat being licked by the fat cat. There is really no comparison between people. Just what Chen Ronghuo's cat eats is not something they can covet. If you sell such delicious food, you may be able to get several pills to improve your cultivation. Call. At this time, Chen Ronghuo let out a long breath. After 2 months of continuous fighting with the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon Fist, he finally slowly gained ground. It's too slow to practice this way. We have to find a way to get some tiger blood elixirs or higher level elixirs. Also, I also want to go back to the continent of the gods. Chen Ronghuo's thoughts moved slightly. Through calculation, he knew that now, the 3 brothers Chang Soon Ping, Chang Sunan, and Chang Soon Sheng have all broken through to the early stage of the 4th level. Chang Soon Yi also broke through to the mid-4th level. Only Chang Soon Gengjiang, who is still a little short of it, can break through to the peak of the 4th level. If Chang Soon Gengjiang breaks through, he will definitely go to Lushwiven town to cause trouble for him. His calamity robs the body, conquering heaven, earth, and people. Several members of the Chang Soon family dealt with him. Based on their cultivation level, as long as he subdues a few of them, the warlock's cultivation level will definitely increase. At that time, it is not impossible to advance to the middle stage of the 4th level in one fell swoop. Meow. Seeing Chen Ronghuo finally succeeding, the fat cat's eyes lit up as he had been lying on the big tree in the yard for 2 months. It quickly put away the last plate of fish, preparing to lick it next time. Then, like a streak of orange lightning, it reached Chen Ronghuo's arms with a whoosh. It rubbed its head against Chen Ronghuo's arms, and then communicated with Chen Ronghuo through its soul, "Master, when will we return to the continent of the gods?" Chen Ronghuo smiled, "Why, do you miss the big river crab? Think about it." The fat cat's beard curled up. Because it had swallowed a lot of the Holy Tiger's original power before, and because Chen Ronghuo's cultivation level had already reached the 4th level, 2 months later, its cultivation level had finally reached the 4th level. It's just that they are both at the 4th level, and the big river crab's cultivation is at the peak of the 4th level, but it has just entered the 4th level. There is no comparison between the two. If it hadn't been for the last plate of fish meat made by big fatty fish, it wouldn't have wanted to go back and look at the seemingly honest face of the big river crab. I think that after such a long time, everyone in the territory must have missed you, master. Fat Cat blinked. In that case, let's go back a moment. Chen Ronghuo stroked Fat Mao with his left hand. This is his habitual action. He would find out the attributes of Fat Cat and then return them, but Fat Cat would hardly notice it, which always gave him a very fun feeling. After hearing Chen Ronghuo's words and Chen Ronghuo's touch, Shamao immediately narrowed his eyes. At this time, Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking, who learned from other handymen that Chen Ronghuo had finished practicing, came over together. Seeing Chen Ronghuo, Tao Yuking said in a gentle voice, "Sir, you're done practicing. Do you want me to get something to eat?" When they followed Chen Ronghuo, they were different from ordinary handymen. Especially during this period, they almost only need to clean the house, provide for their own food and clothing, and take care of an independent medicine garden in Chen Ronghuo's yard. At other times, except for two people who stand in the distance every day and wait for Chen Ronghuo's instructions, everyone else has enough time to practice. However, because their talent is too low, even if they practice hard, their progress is very slow. No need. Chen Ronghuo shook his head when he heard this and said, "My cultivation has reached a bottleneck. Boxing like this is useless. Next, I will go to the secret room to sit in seclusion for a period of time. Please remember not to disturb me." "Yes." Qin Duanwen and Tao Yuking opened their mouths, not daring to disobey Chen Ronghuo's order. But in their hearts, they were extremely speechless. Knowing that the two of them were definitely following a martial arts madman this time. Seeing the expressions of the two people, Chen Ronghuo shook his head and smiled without explaining too much. "By the way, senior brother Chen," at this time, Qin Duanwen suddenly took courage and ventured, "I went out to receive the benefits of the sect 2 days ago. I heard someone mention that Ji Hao, who joined the school with you, said that he had driven the holy tiger crazy. Gong, cultivated to the 13th level. He has no choice but to show his little bit of value in this way. But it's also a risky move. Because once Chen Ronghuo is narrow-minded and his cultivation progress is not as good as that of Ji Hao, he may vent his anger on him." However, as far as he knew, Chen Ronghuo's talent was no worse than Ji Hao's during the entrance test. In addition, Chen Ronghuo started practicing as soon as he started and never relaxed for a moment. Therefore, the chance of Chen Ronghuo's training progress being worse than Ji Hao's was not high. Qin Duanwen raised his head and carefully observed the changes in Chen Ronghuo's expression so that he could respond at any time. Tao Yuking glanced at Qin Duanwen and felt that he was too bold. "Have you cultivated to the 13th level?" Chen Ronghuo nodded, his expression did not change much. Unlike him, Ji Hao would definitely not start from the beginning like him when he cultivated the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic skill, but would most likely choose to switch to the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic skill. The speed of switching is much faster than starting from the beginning. So it is normal for Ji Hao to cultivate the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic skill to the 13th level in 2 months. If Chen Ronghuo did not have many trump cards, it would be good to cultivate the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic skill to the 7th or 8th level in 2 months. "I know about this." Chen Ronghuo nodded, and it was impossible to tell whether he was happy or angry. After saying that, he hugged the fat cat and wanted to go straight to the retreat room. But at this moment, his heart suddenly moved, and he turned his head to look at the door. Immediately, he heard a familiar voice coming from outside the door. "Is my junior brother here?" Creaky. Chen Ronghuo controlled the core disciple token and opened the gate of the courtyard. He immediately saw Jin Qingxian, who was wearing a blue dress, standing tall outside the door. "Junior brother meets senior sister," Chen Ronghuo said hurriedly. Seeing Chen Ronghuo, Jin Qingxian said in a cold voice, The eldest brother has come out of retreat, and your third and sixth brothers have also completed their tasks and returned to the mountain. In addition, the master is giving a class today, and asked me to summon you to go, so that you can get familiar with your senior brothers. Okay, Chen Ronghuo nodded. I will go with senior sister now. Chen Ronghuo threw the fat cat. Then he walked out of the yard quickly and walked to Jin Qingxuan's side. This was the first time that Lin Qingtian summoned him in 2 months. No matter what, he had to go. So returning to the continent of gods could only be delayed a little. Thanks to life for the 2000 coin reward, and for the 1000 coin reward at landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 301. Whoosh. After walking out of the yard, Chen Ronghuo and Jin Qingxian turned into 2 streams of light and flew towards the top of White Tiger Peak. White Tiger Peak reaches straight into the sky. There are not many disciples, and it is surrounded by clouds and mist, just like a fairyland. Jin Qingxian was neither fast nor slow, and his speed was the same as Chen Ronghuo's. During the flight, Jin Qingxian frowned and glanced at Chen Ronghuo. You didn't choose to switch to the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill. She has a graceful figure and is wearing a blue dress that shows off her perfect figure just right. His snow-white skin, light blue eyes, and the golden crested ring on his head gave him an exotic look. However, Chen Ronghuo, who was already somewhat familiar with Jin Qingxian, knew that this man was straightforward in everything he said and did, and would not mince words. He nodded and said, although the technique I originally practiced is not as good as the Holy Tiger Mad Demon technique, it is pretty good and I don't plan to give up. Therefore, we use the middle Danshan as the foundation to practice the Holy Tiger and Mad Demon Kung Fu. Everyone's energy is limited. It's not realistic to practice 2 skills at the same time, no matter how talented you are, Jin Qingxian said bluntly. Besides, you should still be a warlock. Having said this, Jin Qingxian paused for a moment before adding, but this is your own choice. I will not interfere. I am just giving you a reminder. If it had been anyone else, Jin Qingxian might not have said this. But with her eyesight, she could tell Chen Ronghuo's cultivation level at a glance. Knowing that in just 2 months, Chen Ronghuo not only practiced another martial arts technique from the original 3rd level peak to the 4th level, but also cultivated the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill to the 12th level of perfection. Even she was shocked that she could still achieve this speed after practicing the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill from scratch, and she was still practicing another skill at the same time. Because of this, she just gave a slight reminder without saying much. Sister, don't worry, I know how to do it. Chen Ronghuo nodded and said, in the future, I will definitely focus on the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon Kung Fu. Jin Qingxian did not continue to speak. In a blink of an eye, the 2 of them arrived in front of the White Tiger Palace located at the top of White Tiger Peak. The bright white solid pillars, which can only be surrounded by several people, support the majestic White Tiger Hall. In front of the main hall, the White Tiger that followed Lin Qingtian on the Holy Tiger battleship that day was crouching and glaring. Tiger King in the daytime, early stage of 6th level. Talent potential, peak level 6. The master Lin Qingtian is a demon with a trace of white blood. Chen Ronghuo and Jin Qingxian saluted the White Tiger King at the same time before entering the main hall. In the outer hall of the main hall, Lin Qingtian sat at the top. A man in his 30s, dressed in clean white clothes and with a gentle smile on his face, stood near Lin Qingtian with a smile. When he saw Chen Ronghuo coming in, the man immediately smiled at him. Underneath the man in white is a tall, burly young man in black with slender hair. The young man in black was not only tall, but also had bulging muscles that held up his clothes. He looked very powerful. When he saw Chen Ronghuo, he also grinned. Further down, there is a man in green with long black hair. Disciple has met master. Entering the main hall, Chen Ronghuo glanced at a few people, roughly appraised their attributes, and then hurriedly saluted Lin Qingtian with Jin Qingxian. Lin Qingtian was sitting on the Peak Master's throne. He frowned when he saw Chen Ronghuo, especially when he saw Chen Ronghuo actually opened up the middle dungeon and practiced the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill from the beginning. But it's the same as Jin Qingxian. When he saw that Chen Ronghuo had perfected the Holy Tiger Mad Demon Kung Fu to the 12th level in just 2 months. At the same time, he also practiced the following dungeon-centered exercises to the 4th level. After he pondered for a while, he didn't say anything at the end. He just said, "Well, let me introduce to you first. This person is your senior brother Lu Mo rather." He pointed his finger at the gentleman in white. "I've met senior brother." Chen Ronghuo quickly stepped forward to greet him. "When we meet for the first time, these 3 bottles of elixirs can be considered as a meeting gift. In my spare time, I like to tinker with elixirs. These are the elixirs I refined myself, and they are not very good." Lu Moning, dressed in white, smiled and handed over 3 bottles of pills. Chen Ronghuo was startled. Through the appraisal of ancient books, it is already known that these 3 elixir bottles contain 15 tiger blood elixirs. "Thank you, senior brother." Chen Ronghuo did not refuse and took the elixir with his hand. At the same time, he also had a great impression of Lu Moning. With these tiger blood golden elixirs, he could practice the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon art to the 13th level in a few days. At this time, Lin Qingtian pointed at the burly young man in black again and said, "This is your 4th senior brother Pang Yun." "I've met 4th senior brother." Chen Ronghuo quickly walked to the burly young man again. "Haha, junior brother, I really envy you for your talent. By opening up the middle dungeon and practicing the Holy Tiger Mad Demon Kung Fu from scratch, I was able to practice the Holy Tiger Mad Demon Kung Fu to the 12th level of perfection in just 2 months. It's amazing." Seeing Chen Ronghuo coming forward, Pang Yun immediately laughed, took out a black box, handed it to Chen Ronghuo and said, "Here, this is a small gift I prepared for you. I heard that once you joined the sect, you couldn't come out of seclusion. I wonder if you can recognize this thing? Voice box, special secret treasure. Practitioners who hold sound transmission boxes can send messages to each other within millions of miles if they know to record each other's numbers." After identifying the message of the black box, Chen Ronghuo was stunned again. According to the information he learned, this kind of voice box can only be exchanged in the sect with a lot of contribution points. Generally, only a few powerful inner disciples, core disciples, and true disciples have enough contribution points to exchange. Of course, Pang Yun is a 5th level true disciple, and exchanging this item is definitely not a big loss. But for Chen Ronghuo, it can save the trouble of earning contribution points to exchange this item in the future. So he must accept this favor. "Thank you for the voice box of the 4th brother." Chen Ronghuo took the voice box and put it away, and at the same time thanked Pang Yun solemnly. Pang Yun just grinned. After Chen Ronghuo and Pang Yun finished their conversation, Lin Qingtian pointed to the last man in green and said, "This is your 6th senior brother Xuanhuan. However, your 6th senior brother has the same level of cultivation as you. In order to break through to the peak of the 4th level, I guess he has used up all the treasures. So don't give him a gift." "Hello, 6th senior brother." Chen Ronghuo walked in front of Xuanhuan and bowed respectfully. "Hello, junior brother." Xuanhuan smiled and returned the greeting, just like what the master said. "With the 1st and 4th senior brothers as examples, I really can't come up with anything. I hope you won't mind. But if you have any problems in the future, I can help you. Just come to me. Don't worry, I will definitely bother you one day." Chen Ronghuo smiled. Xuanhuan looks decent and speaks very nicely, but for Chen Ronghuo, who is used to using ancient books to infer the truth of what others say, he knows that Xuanhuan's words are 70% true, but also 20% false. Unlike LV Ning and Pang Yun, who are both knowledgeable and practical. But acting according to circumstances is also a specialty for Chen Ronghuo. He turned around and stood next to Zhan's Haiming. Then, before turning his eyes to Lin Qingtian, he glanced at Jin Qingxian. But he saw that his third sister looked at him from head to toe, and there was no embarrassment at all for not giving any gifts. Okay, I called you here this time, first, to let you brothers get to know each other, and second, to demonstrate the Holy Tiger crazy magic skill to you. At this time, Lin Qingtian spoke. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 302. The hall of the White Tiger Hall is very large, covering thousands of square meters. It is big enough for a big meeting. The few people standing in the hall seemed insignificant. Lin Qingtian walked steadily to the center of the field, and his aura was slightly released. He was tall and had a kind of charm. Standing there, he gave people a feeling of a holy tiger descending from the sky. Without saying a word, he took the starting posture of the holy tiger crazy fist, and then slowly began to punch in front of several people. The golden airflow emanated from Lin Qingtian, with a hint of dark red. With each punch and move, the airflow moved with it. The two-color airflow was sometimes like a tiger running, sometimes like a tiger pouncing on its prey, or a tiger jumping over a stream. Lin Qingtian's boxing was slow as clouds at the beginning. But as the boxing became more and more urgent, it gradually became like wind, mercury pouring down the ground, and a violent storm. As the boxing became faster and faster, the golden airflow emanating from Lin Qingtian turned more and more into dark red. Holy Tiger Crazy Fist, gold represents the Holy Tiger. Dark red represents madness. At the same time, the rich power of the law also appeared in front of Chen Ronghuo and several of his senior brothers and sisters from the gold and dark red colors. In the early stage of Wu Yi Dao, the master can still teach and learn through narration. But after reaching the peak of the third level, when the warriors began to condense the law mystery talismans, except for a small number of schools and masters with special secret methods, others who want to continue teaching disciples can only use this demonstration to fully display the law mystery they have comprehended in front of their disciples. However, this way of teaching and learning by showing one's own law to the outside world consumes a lot. Demonstrating once consumes more than fighting 8 or 10 games with all-out strength. Moreover, this method will weaken the origin of one's soul for a period of time. During this period of time when the origin of the soul is weak, the speed of comprehending the law will decrease a lot, thus affecting one's own cultivation. Therefore, generally there are few powerful practitioners who often use this method to demonstrate their own laws to disciples. Whoosh! As the wind whistled, Lin Qingtian's figure was gradually filled with golden and red light, so that he could not be seen clearly, and even the way he punched could not be seen. Only a vague shadow could be seen. But for Chen Ronghuo and others, how Lin Qingtian punched was not important. What was important was how to comprehend more bloodline laws through Lin Qingtian's punching this time. Chen Ronghuo stared at the golden and red light that was surging and intertwined around Lin Qingtian's body like a tsunami. These lights reflected in his eyes were completely the embodiment of the bloodline law. The bloodline law is an extremely large system. Even among many laws, the bloodline law is also known for its huge system. Huanglin got the inheritance of the Mongadu Black Emperor Snake. In fact, the inheritance of the Mongadu Black Emperor Snake is equivalent to one of the bloodline inheritances. The Holy Tiger Crazy demonic skill of the Holy Tiger sect is also one of the bloodline law inheritances. It's just that bloodline inheritances are high and low. A powerful blood inheritance, such as the inheritance of the Mongadu Black Emperor Snake, can be cultivated to the limit and can reach the level of a god, and even among the gods, it is a hegemon. And the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic Art, even the complete version of the Holy Tiger Crazy Magic Art, can only be cultivated to the 9th level at most. It is completely incomparable with the inheritance of the Mongadu Black Emperor Snake. But this is not important to Chen Ronghuo. The Holy Tiger crazy magic art is just a transition for him. Not to mention that the 9th level is still far away from him. Even when he reaches the 9th level, he can use ancient books to deduce a more powerful blood evolution path that can perfectly connect with the Holy Tiger crazy magic art. The first level, second level, third level of the Holy Tiger crazy magic art. Lin Qingtian started from the first level and gradually demonstrated in depth. Gradually demonstrated to the 21st level. Chen Ronghuo's eyes flashed with brilliance, and his understanding of the blood law became deeper and deeper. The Holy Tiger mark on his forehead was shining with golden light. In his eyes, the golden and red colors intertwined, and there was a tendency to attack the 13th level of the Holy Tiger crazy magic skill. Now he was sure that even if he did not take the Tiger Blood Golden Pill, he could successfully practice the 13th level of the Holy Tiger crazy magic skill within 1 or 2 days. Moreover, Lin Qingtian's demonstration this time could be said to have pointed out a way for Chen Ronghuo. It could help him avoid detours in the future. In other words, even if he practiced the Holy Tiger crazy magic skill to the 13th level, he could save a lot of time in the future. This time, Lu Emoning and Peng Yun both gave him a lot of gifts. But these gifts were nothing compared to Lin Qingtian's demonstration this time. At this time, after Lin Qingtian finished demonstrating the 21st level of the Holy Tiger crazy magic skill, he finally exhaled in one breath, slowly finished the exercise and stood up. Chen Ronghuo looked up and saw that Lin Qingtian's slightly long face was calm, and he was not surprised by praise or criticism, as if the person who just demonstrated the boxing skills was not him. But through the ancient book identification technique, Chen Ronghuo identified it at a glance. Knowing that Lin Qingtian is now extremely exhausted, and his cultivation speed will be very slow in the next 1 or 2 months. My demonstration ends here this time. Lin Qingtian raised his head, glanced at Chen Ronghuo and the other 4, and said, "You should all have some gains. If there is nothing else, go back to practice in seclusion as soon as possible." "Yes, Master." Chen Ronghuo and the 5 others said respectfully at the same time. Among the 5, Lu Moning has the highest cultivation level. But he had only cultivated the Holy Tiger Mad Demon technique to the 20th level. This time, Lin Qingtian demonstrated the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill to the 21st level, which can be said to be of great benefit to him. As for others, including Chen Ronghuo, because they have not yet reached that level of cultivation, the later levels of skills practiced by Lin Qingtian are not as effective for them as they are for Lu Moning because they cannot understand them well. After saying goodbye to Lin Qingtian, the group, led by Lu Moning in white, walked out of the White Tiger Hall. Senior brother, third senior sister, fourth senior brother, sixth senior brother, we will see you later. Chen Ronghuo said goodbye to the 4 of them. Jin Qingxian glanced at Chen Ronghuo and flew away directly. "See you later." Lu Moning smiled kindly at Chen Ronghuo and walked away on the clouds. Peng Yun patted Chen Ronghuo's shoulder and flew away just as quickly. In the end, only Chen Ronghuo and Zhan's Haiming were left in place. "Junior brother, in 5 years at most, I should be able to break through to the 5th level and become a true disciple. Ji Hao, Jin Huifeng's new core disciple in the same period as you, should also be promoted to true disciple within 5 years. Many people in the sect now say that you and him will support our Holy Tiger sect in the future. But your cultivation level is inherently lower than his. Now it is unwise to start practicing the Holy Tiger Crazy Demon skill again, but forget it, the master didn't say anything, and I won't say more. I just hope that you won't be left behind too much by Ji Hao and don't embarrass master." Zhan's Haiming was dressed in Xingyi with disheveled hair, but he looked decent. Even if his hair was disheveled, it would not affect his image. What he said also had a sincere feeling, as if he was completely considering Lin Qingtian and Chen Ronghuo. However, Chen Ronghuo was able to judge from ancient books that Zhan's Haiming's words were mostly just acting on occasion. Thank you for your concern, senior brother, I know how to do it. Chen Ronghuo thanked him. As long as you understand. Zhan's Heiming nodded, then turned into a stream of light and disappeared. Looking at Zhan's Heiming's leaving figure, Chen Ronghuo smiled and didn't pay attention to his words. He knew the path he was taking. Even though Jihao and Zhan's Heiming are now much higher in cultivation than him, and even if it is extremely difficult for the 4th level to reach the 5th level, the time it takes for him to advance to the 5th level, even if it is slower than the two of them, will not be much slower. This time I have mastered to demonstrate the Holy Tiger Madness Demon technique. I just used the retreat as an excuse to return to the continent of the gods. Chen Ronghuo stood on the top of Beihu Mountain and looked up at the sky. Standing so high up, the sky is as clear as blue. Only under my feet were there clouds and mist. Call out. Taking a deep breath, Chen Ronghuo's figure flashed and turned into a stream of light, flying towards his yard. By the time he returns to the land of madness from the continent of gods, he should be able to practice to the mid-4th level. And it shouldn't take long. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 303. God's Continent, Black and White Fog Island, Green Water Baytown, under the green water. Swish. A ray of light flashed. Chen Ronghuo came here under the pretext of retreating in a secret room. After arriving at his own private secret room, he directly activated the black and white world map, tore open a space channel, and returned to Green Water Baytown. The residences of the core disciples of the Holy Tiger sect, especially the secret rooms for retreat, are covered with hidden formations. This formation can cover up many fluctuations. Chen Ronghuo doesn't have to worry at all. He can open the two-world map and spread the space fluctuations he created. Master. As soon as Chen Ronghuo appeared, the huge body of the big river crab emerged from the soil, revealing two huge eyes. It was it that created the black and white world map. As soon as Chen Ronghuo used it, it knew it. Meow. Seeing the big river crab, the fat cat raised its head in Chen Ronghuo's arms and called out to show its presence. It even released a trace of the 4th level aura as if inadvertently. The big river crab's stone-like eyes turned and looked at the fat cat. After seeing its cultivation level, it ignored it. It was only at the beginning of the 4th level. It would take a long time to catch up with it. Moreover, when the fat cat's cultivation level reached the peak of the 4th level, it would probably have reached the 5th level. Seeing the big river crab's expression, the fat cat's eyes turned and looked at Chen Ronghuo and said, "Master, let's go back to the town quickly. Finish what you need to do so that you can return to the demon sealing land as soon as possible. That place is so fun, I haven't played enough." Chen Ronghuo was speechless for a while. The fat cat's cultivation level was not low, but his mentality was like that of a child. He pressed the fat cat's head into his arms to stop it from talking, then stepped forward and touched the big river crab's big claws, exchanged feelings with the big river crab for a while, and then walked out of the green water and slowly flew towards Green Water Baytown. His speed was not fast. The guards of Green Water Baytown all knew him. Seeing him return, they all showed respect and bowed their heads. The news of Chen Ronghuo's return was quickly received by the senior officials of Green Water Baytown. Most people in Green Water Baytown knew that he was not in Green Water Baytown during this period, but they did not know that he actually went to the demon sealing land. Chen Ronghuo did not intend to make it known to everyone. So after returning, he only summoned a few people to meet. Then he was in Green Water Baytown, sorting out the big and small things in Green Water Baytown during his absence, while waiting for the Changsun family of Beiwu City to attack. Now, in the entire Black and White Mist Island, he only lacked Beiwu City, which he had not conquered. And according to his calculations, the current Changsun Genjiang has also broken through to the peak of the 4th level. However, what surprised Chen Ronghuo was that after all the people in the Changsun family broke through, he waited and waited, but they did not come. Too bad. Chen Ronghuo was speechless. Although he knew that he must have scared Changsun Genjiang when he killed Wan Yongchang in Black Mist City, Changsun Genjiang has now broken through to the peak of the 4th level. In addition, he has 4 nephews and nephews, all of whom are also 4th level cultivators. He dared not come, which was really cowardly. Of course, this may also be because the Changsun family has other plans, but Chen Ronghuo did not consume his soul power to calculate it. Hu. While waiting, Chen Ronghuo was not idle. In the martial arts field of Greenwater Baytown, he punched and kicked the Holy Tiger Crazy Fist. The strong golden color, accompanied by a wisp of dark red airflow, surrounded his body and faintly gathered into the shape of a tiger. At the same time, the Holy Tiger mark on his forehead also vibrated faintly, as if it was resonating with the tigers around his body, as if an inexplicable change was taking place. Boom! Suddenly, Chen Ronghuo's body shook. The golden and dark red airflows surrounding his body suddenly shrank as his body vibrated, and shrank into a complex golden talisman with dark red patterns. Whoosh! After the talisman was condensed, it flashed and sank into Chen Ronghuo's forehead, and then merged into the depths of his soul, just like when he condensed the talisman of the mystery of the law of disaster. The golden talisman with dark red that he just condensed was the talisman of the mystery of the Holy Tiger bloodline. With the condensation of this talisman, it means that he has now officially cultivated the Holy Tiger Crazy demonic art to the 13th level. That is, he has entered the 4th level. Huh! Chen Ronghuo exhaled in one breath. After he condensed the talisman of the mystery of the Holy Tiger bloodline, the speed at which the immortal demon blood in his body merged into his body increased again. With the integration of the immortal demon blood, his understanding of the law of immortality also deepened rapidly. For cultivators above the 4th level, one is to comprehend the mysteries of the law, and the other is to purify the true qi, purify the soul power, and increase its amount. Generally speaking, as long as the mysteries of the law are comprehended to a certain extent, whether it is purifying the true qi, purifying the soul power, or increasing the amount of both, it will become much simpler. And now, Chen Ronghuo's comprehension of the mysteries of the immortal law seems to be a sign of breaking through to the middle stage of the 4th level before the disaster law. Comprehending the blood law really has a huge effect on me. In other words, this effect will not disappear until the immortal demon blood is completely integrated into my body. Chen Ronghuo was a little excited. After the breakthrough in cultivation, Chen Ronghuo rested for a day. A day later, he saw that the Changsun family had not come yet, and without trying to figure out the reason, he issued an order to summon Xiaoruo, Zhu Qian, Wang Qiao, Ho San, Zhang Ji, Huang Taichang, Wen Jingluo, Long Feiheng, Long Feizhang, and Xiao Jindu, all the 3rd-level practitioners who had been subdued on the Black Mist Island that day. Wang Qiao, you will lead 5,000 troops immediately and head to Beiwu City. Ho San, Zhang Ji, you two will each lead the Demon Ape Corps and the Black Silk Corps as the vanguard. I want to take down Beiwu City today. The Changsun family was too cowardly. He had waited for so long, and the Holy Tiger Crazy magic art had broken through to the 13th level, but they still hadn't come. Finally, he decided not to wait any longer. If he waited any longer, it was estimated that his undead magic sutra would break through again. His martial arts cultivation level really surpassed that of the sorcerer for the first time. Take down Beiwu City today? Everyone was shocked when they heard this. Chen Ronghuo's decision was too sudden, and no one was prepared. Although the current Greenwater Baytown is extremely large, Beiwu City was once the overlord of Beiwu Island. And during this period, there was a rumor that Beiwu City was not afraid of Greenwater Baytown. It is said that there are several 4th-level practitioners in Beiwu City. However, Chen Ronghuo is definitely the one who has the final say in Greenwater Baytown. No one dares to refute what he said. At the same time, in Beiwu City, Chang Sunping came to a secret room and looked at Chang Sunyi, who was holding a long sword and standing upright, and asked, "Third sister, is the second uncle not finished yet? Also, you said last time that Chen Ronghuo should only be a 4th-level practitioner. The 4 of us brothers and sisters, plus the second uncle, the 5 of us joined forces, can't we deal with Chen Ronghuo?" Chang Sunyi, who was guarding in front of the secret room, shook his head. "You haven't seen Chen Ronghuo, you don't know how terrifying he is. I even suspect that even if the second uncle didn't take action at the beginning, it would not be impossible for Chen Ronghuo to take over Black Mist City. So, there is no harm in being cautious." Chang Sunping nodded, but then asked curiously, "But, what kind of elixir is second uncle planning to make this time, so mysterious?" "I don't know either." Chang Sun shook his head, "but, second uncle has devoted his life to studying alchemy, so there will definitely be no problem." Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 304. Chirp, chirp. In the terrifying thundercloud storm, Blue Lightning Bird soared and shuttled in the thunderstorm. Greenwater Baytown. Ho San and Zhangji, each leading the Demon Ape Corps and the Black Silk Corps, one on the left and one on the right, rushed straight to Beiwu City. Wang Chao led 5,000 troops and followed closely behind. From the sky, the mighty army was densely packed, like ants marching. But compared to the march of ants, it has a stronger discipline. Wang Chao is personally strong and is also good at managing the army. Under his training, in just a few months, the army of Greenwater Baytown has strict discipline and strong will, as if it is a rope condensed into a strand, full of toughness. Chen Ronghuo rode the enlarged fat cat and followed the army. In fact, with the energy accumulated by Gushu during this period, he only needs him to deal with Beiwu City. The only reason he mobilized the army was to build confidence for his troops. The confidence of the army also played a big role in his gaining the power of faith. And Chen Ronghuo looked up at the White Mist City in the distance. This time, as long as he solved the White Mist City and took the Changsun family and the White Mist City under his command, he would be able to completely dominate the Black and White Mist Island and become the real master of the Black and White Mist Island. At that time, the people in his territory who have always felt unstable can also take a reassurance pill and contribute more pure power of faith to him. With his eyes flashing, Chen Ronghuo looked at the blue lightning thunderbirds in the sky again. After solving the White Mist City and trying to break through to the middle stage of the 4th stage, his next goal will be these blue lightning thunderbirds. At the same time, in the White Mist City, when Chen Ronghuo's army was heading towards the White Mist City, Changsun Gengjiang was in his exclusive alchemy room, skillfully pinching the magic formula with both hands, and hitting the strange marks one by one into the alchemy furnace in front of him. This time, he was refining a kind of elixir called green blood pill. The green blood pill was a strange pill he got. After taking it, the blood, skin, hair, etc. in the cultivator's body would all turn green in a short period of time. While turning green, the cultivator's body, as well as the blood, qi, and true qi in the body, would also surge in a short period of time. Only after the effect of the medicine wore off, the user would become weak for a certain period of time due to the side effects. Since the last meeting, Chen Ronghuo had formed a deep psychological shadow in Changsun Gengjiang's heart. And this green blood pill was his trump card to deal with Chen Ronghuo. Chen Ronghuo. While refining the pill, Changsun Gengjiang was thinking about Chen Ronghuo in his mind. Thinking about how to deal with Chen Ronghuo after the pill was successfully refined. But he didn't realize that as he was thinking about how to deal with Chen Ronghuo, an invisible strange law power between heaven and earth descended around his body, gathering more and more. This law power was the law power of the catastrophe. Chen Ronghuo had a body of disaster and tribulation, which could defeat heaven, earth, and people. Anyone who goes against Chen Ronghuo will be shrouded by the law of calamity and suffer bad luck. The law of calamity is an extremely secret law of power. Even though Chang Sun Gengjiang is a 4th level peak cultivator and the law of calamity has completely enveloped him, he did not notice it at all. There was a red light in his eyes. At this time, he had been refining the green blood pill for 2 days and 2 nights and was about to open the furnace to take the pill. No. Suddenly, just as he pinched out a mark and was about to hit it into the pill furnace, he had a thought in his mind. This is the activation mark. I did the right thing by hitting the activation mark. But with just one activation mark, the activation speed of the green blood pill is too slow. The duration of the green blood pill is limited. Taking the green blood pill in advance and fighting Chen Ronghuo is a bit uncertain. Taking the green blood pill during the battle, the activation speed of the green blood pill is too slow, which is also not good. As he thought, Chang Sun Gengjiang quickly calculated in his mind. If I add a few more activation marks, there shouldn't be a problem. Chang Sun Gengjiang's eyes flashed red. Seeing that it would be too late if he didn't insert the activation mark, he immediately moved his hands and pinched out 5 activation marks in a short time. The 5 activation marks were combined together to form a rune mark chain, which was inserted into the alchemy furnace in front of him in a flash. Most alchemists dare not change the rune marks inserted during alchemy. But for Chang Sun Gengjiang, changing the rune marks inserted during alchemy and changing the effect of the refined pill is not a common thing, but it is also a common thing. The last time in Black Mist Island, when he was refining the 5-colored pure spirit pill, the reason why he finally refined a variant version of the 5-colored pure spirit pill instead of failing directly was because when he was refining the 5-colored pure spirit pill, he found that the situation in the furnace was somewhat inconsistent with the record, so he suddenly had an idea and changed 2 of the rune marks. Buzz. Suddenly, as 5 superimposed rune marks were injected into the alchemy furnace suddenly shook violently, as if a dragon was trapped inside and was struggling frantically. During the struggle, a thick, bleak green gas suddenly seeped out from the cracks in the alchemy furnace. This is... Chang Sun Gengjiang's face changed, knowing that it was not good. While he used his soul power to check the changes in the alchemy furnace, he was thinking about how to make up for it and see if he could save this furnace of elixirs. At the same time, he also stimulated his true energy to block the green gas rushing out of the alchemy furnace outside. Just at this moment, his true chi just touched the green chi, and his originally pure white and transparent true chi was dyed green in the blink of an eye. Then the green spread. His clothes, his skin, his hair, his blood, bones, abdomen, etc., were all dyed green. Even the walls of the alchemy room where he was, and other miscellaneous items, were also dyed green. Boom! When his body was dyed green and his true chi was transformed, a surge of heat surged in Chang Sun Gengjiang's mind, and the whole person suddenly grew rapidly, and in the blink of an eye, he turned into an extremely tall green giant. With a loud bang, he actually blew up the entire alchemy secret room. What happened? Outside the alchemy room, Chang Sun Yi and Chang Sun Ping looked up in astonishment, looking at Chang Sun Gengjiang, who had grown dozens of times larger, and were all stunned. But before they could react, a large amount of bleak and thick green gas rushed out of the collapsed alchemy secret room and enveloped them all. Then the green gas spread rapidly, and spread to the entire White Mist City. Boom 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 boom. In a moment, all the lives covered by the green gas swelled up and turned into tall giants, and their strength increased greatly. The tallest among them was Chang Sun Gengjiang. But at this time, Chang Sun Gengjiang felt a chill when he felt the changes in his body. Although his strength increased dramatically. But in his perception, this surge of strength was rapidly fading. At most, in a dozen seconds, his strength would be greatly weakened due to the side effects. And not only that, under the influence of the green airflow, the incarnation of disaster hidden in the depths of his mind, which originally needed some time to appear, actually appeared in advance and entangled with his soul. Report. A figure rushed from outside the White Mist City. This was a soldier sent outside by the White Mist City to monitor the movements of Greenwater Baytown. Before entering the city, the soldier shouted. Report to the city lord, the army of Greenwater Baytown is going to attack, heading straight for my Baywu, my Baywu. When the soldier rushed into Baywu City and saw the changed appearance of Baywu City and the tall green figures in Baywu City, his voice suddenly changed. A wisp of remaining green mist floated by, and the body of the soldier who reported the news immediately grew wildly. Greenwater Baytown is attacking. In the mansion of the city lord of Baywu City, Changsun Gengjiang, whose body had become dozens of meters tall, turned his head and looked at the soldier who reported the news from afar, and his face suddenly showed despair. Thanks to Moueshi for rewarding 6,000 starting coins and becoming the owner of this book at Happy New Year at